Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay. Maybe the problem was from my own side. All right, Gideon, if you are in the meeting, can you go ahead and unmute yourself now so that give us a quick opening prayer?
Good morning. I hope you guys can hear me. Good morning, everyone.
Yes, we can hear you. Yes, we can hear you.
In the name of the Father, in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Father, we have come to your presence this morning. Father, we commit everything unto you, everyone. We commit today activities unto everyone. Father, we thank you for giving us the life to see this day today. Father, we thank you for everything you have done to our life. Father, as we are going to start this meeting, may you start with us in the mighty name of Jesus. Father, we commit today meeting unto you, everyone. As we are starting, may you start with us. May you guide us throughout the meeting in the mighty name of Jesus. In the name of the Father,
Of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that wonderful prayer. We are going to be setting our vision so that when we end the meeting, we'll have a Muslim give us the closing prayer. So let us recite our vision and mission. I'm not going to unmute everyone, but all of us will have our vision. So let us recite our vision. Our vision is to raise financially free people who will in turn raise other financially free people who will collectively use their resources and affect the world positively. That is our vision. And then our mission wants to go to raise 50,000 monthly millionaires in the connected economy and usher in the next generation world changers using our system, structure, and support. All right, that is our vision. That is what we are pursuing, to raise 50,000 millionaires that we are going to use our money to affect the world, not just to make the money alone, but we will use our resources and affect the world positively. Now, let us go to the topic that we have today. In fact, today, just like all of us know, the masterminds has given us a mandate that everybody should go back and start reading the book Secret of the Millionaire Mind. And yesterday we talked on the introductory part of the book. Today we are going to look at the chapter 1, the part 1. So if you are here and you have gone through this book, can I see your hand up? If you have gone through this book, or you have read the chapter 1 of the book, can I see your hand up? Because I know it was an assignment that was given to everyone that you should go back and read the book. At least in yesterday's SEM meeting, the assignment was given to a lot of people that we should go back and read the book First Day in Network Marketing. I'm expecting a good number of people here. I am expecting to be seeing not less than 10 hands here. I'm surprised I'm only seeing one person. Okay, 2 persons now. How many persons have gone through the book chapter 1? It was an assignment that was given to all of us that we should go and start reading the introduction and the part 1 of the book. How many of us here we are able to go through this book? 2 hands already. 2 hands already. This meeting is going to be more of interactive because it is not just for one person to be talking alone, because at least it was an assignment that was given to everyone that we should go back and read the book Secret of the Millionaire Mind. Secret of the Millionaire Mind. And then I'm expecting to be seeing at least 10 people raising up their hands here. I'm surprised I'm only seeing 2 hands. Does this mean that other persons were not aware of the assignment that was given? Does it mean that it's not the book that we have been treating in our different SEM meetings? So, but there's no problem. I'm going to give the opportunity to people I'm seeing their hands up here so that they can give us what they learned from the meeting, what they learned from the book that we treated yesterday. So, more of yesterday, we were talking on the man that wrote The Secret of the Millionaire Mind. The man said that today he is extremely wealthy That is, he can count himself as somebody that he's extremely wealthy today, but it was not always like that. That there was a point in his life when he was very, very broke, that he was in debt. But he came across a very rich man, a very wealthy man that was a good friend of his father. And that man gave him an advice. And he said that that advice that that man has given him was what made him to be the person he is today. He said that the man told him that he should go and think like the wealthy people. That if you can change your mind and start thinking as a wealthy person, you too you are going to become wealthy. He said that he did not really understand that statement, but all he know was that the message has been passed, and he started thinking through this message that this man have sent to him. And guess what? He started applying it, and he said that he's not just a millionaire, he's not just wealthy, but he have been able to mentor a lot of persons. He have been able to reach out to a lot of people through what he learned from that same book. And he's extremely wealthy, and he has been able to train thousands of people that are applying the same concept, the same principle that we are going to see in this book. So now we are now moving to the part one of the book. So thank God I'm seeing a lot of friends. Okay, just two persons raising hand already. So I'm going to give the opportunity to the first person, which is Olukunle. You know yourself very well. I can't really mention your name very well. Don't be offended, please. If you can hear me, can you unmute yourself and give us what you understood from the part one, the introduction and the part one of the book?
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, my unstoppable leader. I also use this opportunity to welcome everyone. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, I can hear your voice, but you can speak up because your voice is not too loud.
Okay. Can you hear my voice now?
Yes, yes.
Is it better now?
Better now.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning, my unstoppable leader. Yeah, thank you for giving me this opportunity. At the moment now, I am driving, but I just arrived my destination now. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, all right. Um, I was able to go through the book, both the introduction and chapter one, and what I was able to gather from chapter one. Chapter one talks about your money blueprint, and there was a very particular statement that was made in the introductory part that talks about if your subconscious financial blueprint is not set, then whatever you do, what knowledge you have, whatever you acquire will not make any meaning to you and it will not yield any results. So that means that your financial blueprint needs to be set for you to succeed in whatever you do. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good. So what makes up your financial blueprint? Basically, it is your thoughts that makes up your financial blueprint. The way you think, what you have in your mind, that's what makes up your financial blueprint. And back in the introduction, when you in the introduction aspects, just like you said in your opening speech, the author talked about how he tried severally to succeed and he couldn't succeed. and he tried all his best. He couldn't succeed. But luckily, he met a rich man who happens to be a very close friend of his father. And he was downcast, and he looked at him and told him that, "Oh, I've been in your shoes before. I used to be like you. I used to be a failure. I used to, fail in what I do. But now, today, I am a success." And he asked him a pertinent question. He said, "Do you know that rich people think the same way?" That was the question he asked him. "Do you know that rich people think the same way?" He said, yes. He thought to himself. He looked at the question and said, you know, they now told him that the reason why the rich people continue to be rich is because they think differently. That it is the way they think that leads to their action, and it is their action that affects whatever decision they take that affects their results. And so, if he wants to be rich, that he needs to think like a rich man, copy how the rich people think. So he went and started doing some research based on what father's friend had told him. And then he now discovered that it is the inner mind that produces your what comes out from your outer mind. You have your inner mind, you have your outer mind. So whatever you put in your inner mind is what is going to give your whatever you get on the outer side. And he said something that this world is a world of duality. That we have hot, you have cold, you have rich, you have poor, you have strength, you have weakness. You can go on and on and on, and you discover that there is always an opposite for anything. Yes, for every action, there is a reaction. That's how the world is. When there is good, there's also evil. So he now said that the inner mind produces the what happens in the outer mind. And he went along to illustrate that we have four realms. We have the four realms are the mental realm, the spiritual realm, the physical realm, and then the emotional realm. Now, the physical realm is more or less like the outer realm that depends on the other three realms, which is the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual realm. So, whatever, if you need to succeed, you need to make sure that you grow your inner realm. You need to be careful what you put in all those realms. You need to develop yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, no, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, in order for you to be the best version of yourself to achieve that physical result. He also talks about one of the wealth principle, which was the first in the book, which says that you can only grow to the your income can grow to the extent that you yourself grow, which means that it is when you develop yourself so much, add so much value to yourself that your income can grow up to that level. They also talked about uh they how some people can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but your network is not stable, or you can speak up so
Oh,
that
really?
your sound can be very clear.
Okay. Is it better now?
Yes.
Okay. So you also talk about the extent to which some people come across wealth or big money, and at the end of the day, they lose everything. He said the reason why they lose everything is because their mind is not even prepared in the first place to manage such huge wealth. So until you develop your mind to the extent that you can manage such huge wealth, that is when you can retain wealth. That's when you can truly be rich. You can truly be wealthy. He also talked that it is the invisible that makes the visible. It is the inner mind that makes the outer mind. It is the root of a plant that that it is how healthy the root of a plant is, how well you feed the root of the plant that determine the kind of fruit that it will bear. If the fruit will be very sweet, very delicious, looking good, and then you enjoy it. So the basic thing is, in order for you to be successful, there are some ingredients. Your programming is responsible for your development. You
All
need to
right, thank
change
you
your
so much.
programming.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate that contribution, and we would like to hear from so many other persons as well. Because, in fact, I know that there are a lot of people that have something to say today. I'm going to give out the opportunity to a lot of them. Thank you so much for that wonderful contribution. In fact, the book is not just for you to say, if for you to be carrying it around. They say you have to pay attention and study it. The man said that the man said that you should go and study this book, not just for you to read it or for you to be carrying it around. Maybe sometime you peep and say, look at this, what this page said. You have to study it as if your life depends on it. We are talking about the chapter 1 of this book. Look at what he wrote here. The wet file. This is the wet file number. He said that if you want to change the fruit, you will first have to change the root. If you want to change the visible, you must first of all what? Change the invisible. When you understand this one very well is when you go to the 4 different quadrants, 4 words. The man said that we have the spiritual world, we have the emotional world, we have the mental world, and we have what? The physical world. And then the 3 other worlds is being controlled. What you are seeing outside, what you are seeing, the physical part of what you are seeing is because of what is going on the mental, the emotional, and then the spiritual world. That is the reason why you are seeing the physical. But some people will only focus on what is happening physically in their life. They don't know that this thing that is happening physically, that the root is coming from the spiritual realm, it is coming from the emotional realm, or it is coming from the mental realm. That is a clear example that if you want to change the fruits, maybe you plug a fruit on a tree, it's not for you to say, this fruit is not sweet. You now say, okay, let me go and wait for another season, maybe the fruit will be sweet. You will see that you are still going to get the same result because it is from the same tree. But if you want to change the fruit, if you want to change the quality of your life, you are not going to focus on the physical realm. You have to go back to the underground and start doing the work there. There's one man that said that people focus on the physical realm. They keep on changing so many things. You change your clothes, you change your wardrobe, you change a lot of things. You go and make new. You are trying to look better, but the problem is not coming from the physical realm. The problem is coming from what? It's coming from the inner world. And if you are able to change this inner world, you will find out that the physical realm is going to, in fact, it's just like a result of what happened in the mental world, the emotional world, and then the spiritual realm. How are you paying attention to your spiritual realm? The money blueprints. In fact, when you start, there are so many messages that are here. There was a point that the man said that in his family, that he's this kind of person that he decided to study the money blueprint of his own family, of his own father. He decided to study his father, to study the kind of lifestyle his father is living when it comes to money. You see that anytime that money comes to his family is when people are happy. That money comes, like maybe his father is a real estate agent, that he will buy a lot of lands, he will start building houses, and the family will go down. Then after building, that you can remember that anytime he goes to his father to ask him for money, the father will ask him, am I made of money? The guy said that he normally smile and said that it would have been better if you are made of money, so that I can even collect one part. Maybe if it's your hand, I will collect the hand and use it and do what I want to do. That money is continually a perpetual problem, because anytime that they will see money, they will be happy. But within a twinkle of an eye, immediate as the money is going down, that is the extent of the happiness that will remain in the family, until they will now be left with nothing, and the father will become so sad. He will keep on working on until he has sold all those houses he have built, and the family will become happy again. That is the kind of blueprint that is coming from his own father. Some of us here, there are some of us, our family, you see that when it comes to money, that the only time your family, anytime money enters your family, it will become a trouble, because that is the time when your father will remember that I have not paid my children's school fees, I have not done this one, I have not done this one. Everybody is coming to ask him for money. It will now turn to a war. That is blueprints. And because this is the kind of experience that you have around money, this is the kind of experience that you have developed around money, you will find out that you are now feeling guilty to become wealthy. You are now feeling guilty because some people will say, oh, because I want to live happy. If I have a lot of money now, what am I going to be doing with it? If I have a lot of money now, it will make me to not to be having, it will make me to be having sleepless nights. It is a blueprint. How do you dream that you are going to become wealthy when your subconscious mind already have it that if you become wealthy, you are not going to be saved again? Some people in their church, in fact, somebody have programmed them that wealthy people are wicked. When I was growing up, it's not that it's coming from my family, but there is a kind of let me say, ministers that you have, the way they will preach, they will be doing it. They are not even aware that they are reprogramming a lot of people's mind. But they will tell you that if you want to go to heaven, it is better you have a money that will be enough for you. That lack of money. How did I even put it? Love of money is the root of all evil. Something like that. Then you now have it at the back of your mind that if I'm now pursuing for me to become wealthy in life, it means that I don't want to go to heaven. It is a blueprint. And this thing is happening in your subconscious mind. It's happening in your emotional world. And that is the result why you are seeing that you are not worthy. That is the result you are seeing now. Because if you want to change the root, if you want to change the fruit, you have to first of all go back and start looking at what you are thinking about, what you have been putting your mind to. Because when you are able to correct that blueprint, that statement that you have in your mind, when you are able to correct them, you will see that your physical realm will be flowing. A lot of us have blueprints. Sometimes you see a car that is passing, you now say, this car is very very good though, but na them Yahoo people now. This car, I know that it is one Yahoo boy that went out. You don't even know the person that is inside that car, but you have already decided in your mind that this person can never become wealthy. In my community, I know a man that no matter anything that you do, he believes that you cannot become wealthy if you are not sowing your hand, if you are not doing it, if you are not finding a way. Maybe you are doing ritualist, or you are an occultist person, or you are connected to one juju or something before you can become wealthy. Some people believe in their mind that nothing will make them to be wealthy if they are not connected to something that is evil. That is your blueprint. What blueprint do you have about money? What blueprint do you have about money? Are you looking for wealth because you want to live a happy life? Even though money will not bring you happiness, but one man used to say that money may not be happiness, but money is going to create the atmosphere that is going to bring you that happiness. Money will create the atmosphere for you to be happy and for you to have a lot of good things in your life. The blueprints, a lot of us have it at the back. It may be some kind of experiences that you have when you are young. You have been maltreated by a wealthy person. You now made up your mind as, oh, this person, it is because this man is very, very wealthy, that is why he's treating me like this. You now have it at the back of your mind that everybody that is rich, that person is wicked. Then you now come and start doing this business and start reading a lot of book on how to become wealthy, how to live a good life. Then that's your blueprint to keep on disturbing you. You may not know where the problem is coming from, but when you now go to do anything, that's when it will keep it's a torment. It's to keep reminding you that you want to go and become wealthy. Don't you know that rich people are wicked? Don't you know that rich people are this and this? There is no way. You are sending a lot of signal to the universe. As you are sending those signals, this one says, I want to become financially free. This one is saying, rich people are wicked, rich people are this and this. It doesn't correlate, and you confuse the universe. There are a lot of things to be said about blueprints. We are going to do a lot of work. If you are reading this book, it is going to clean your mind. It is going to retrace your steps so that your mental world can be normal when it comes to money. So I know I have a lot of other persons that have gone through the book. Let me give the opportunity to Mrs. Clara. Mrs. Clara Ngozi, you can go ahead and mute yourself and give us your own contribution about this topic.
Good morning, my Amazon lady. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
you. Okay. I have not really finished the chapter 1, but I have read some part of it because yesterday I have to complete the introduction and then go to part 1. So in the part 1, I learned a lot of things. So this book is really interesting. It started by telling us that everything in life have the opposite, good and bad, light and darkness, and fast or right or slow, and you or in the two sides, you must belong to one, and this really depends on yourself. That there is no way you can belong to both of them. And it goes back to the subconscious mind or the blueprint that I spoke a little about yesterday. Your money blueprint, your mindset, your spirit man, the you in you. What do you think about this wealth and being wealthy and having money? That it is not all about getting the money. That it is not enough to be in the right place at the right time. You understand? But you have to do the right person. That is, your mindset have to be positive about what you want. And then you'll be in the right place at the right time. And then you can act and have good results. So he's asking, you really have to assess yourself and know exactly what are you thinking about. Who are you even in the wealth world? Who are you? Where do you place yourself? Do you really believe in it? Do you really believe in somebody being wealthy and staying wealthy? Then what are your attitudes towards that, your thoughts? How do you really feel about yourself? Do you in your spirit shy away from becoming a wealthy person, a multi-millionaire, billionaire, or are you just saying it in your mouth? Are you convinced within yourself? Do you have that confidence in yourself that if they carry you now and throw you into that millionaire realm, you will be able to survive there. So I started reading to understand that it is not a thing of mood, the mood you are, that you really have to you have to have a positive mindset about it. And then you have to have the ability to act in spite of you may be afraid though, because fear is almost in the mind of most people. You will be worried, are you going to succeed or not? It may not be convenient. The things, the principles we are asked to do may not be convenient to you, may not be comfortable with them. But at the same time, you just have to act. You have to move on. And he was asking, can you really start applying these things without minding how you feel, without minding your fears? Just do the things you are asked to do so that you reach where you are supposed to reach. And it is only when you do that that you can have positive changes. So your character and your thinking, your beliefs are very, very important part of you, of your inner man, that will decide and put you exactly where you can be, exactly that can make you fit into this wealth that everybody is talking about. Because when you start making it, then people will notice you and say, yes, so this woman is succeeding, and they will want to follow you. They will want to do what they will ask you, please, what are your secrets? We've been doing this with you, but you're succeeding. Then like that, you will attract many people to yourself. So he was like others have also said that you will grow to the extent of what you do. Your money print, your money print is really very, very important, because this is the inside. It is the inside of you. You cannot make it when you are not ready inside of you. You may really, do something and feed and make that money, but now
Your network is not stable, but we have learned so much from you. Thank you so much for that powerful contribution. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, for a lot of people that are here that have not started reading this book, we are going to leave you, and you will find it will be very difficult for you to catch up with us. So, we are still at the introductory part and the part one of the book. You can go do yourself good by going to read it, not just to read it but to study it, so that you can be able to, maybe when you come for the same meeting tomorrow, you teach my powerful consultant there, Calista Chinenye. If you can hear me, can you go ahead, unmute yourself, and give us your own contribution?
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, my moderator. I hope you can hear me.
Yes,
Am I
we can
heard?
hear you very loud. Yes. Good morning. You are welcome to.
Okay. Thank you so much for giving the opportunity to share this morning from the power of mind. This book is indeed a powerful one. And anybody that have not read this book, I bet you will not know your right from your left this year in our business. So I'll be sharing from part one. Although I've went vast in the book, but I said let me share from the part one since we have not reached other parts. So it says that that firstly of duality, which means there will be no right without left. There will be no and to be in the right place at the right time. But you have to be the right person. At business, when they come newly, they will say, "Oh, thank God, I'm in the right place now." Without knowing that it's not enough to be in the right place at the right time. But they have to be the right person that will fit into that right place and at the right time. So it's not enough that you are in the right place at the right time. You have to be the right person at the. How do you think? What are your beliefs on money? What are your habits and traits? How do you feel about yourself for you to become the right person? For you to attract wealth, how do you feel about yourself? Do you really need that money? Do you really want having wealth? Do you have confidence in yourself that if this money comes, I am I just want to get money, just want to get money without knowing how to handle the money? Do you risk to act in spite of feeling the mood? Can you act when you're not in the mood? It brings us back to our business. Sometimes we face rejection. Sometimes we
Chinaya, are you still there? Okay, your network is not stable.
face naysayers and all that wasting our time. As in, what you believe in, you don't succeed in what you don't believe in. How much belief do you have in?
Okay, your network is not stable. Thank you so much for that wonderful contribution. We have learned so much from you. I'm expecting to be seeing a lot of hands here. I'm expecting to see a lot of people raising up their hand, people that want to give us their contribution. You are seeing that the book is massive. You can learn a lot of things. One person cannot really say everything inside this book. So I am seeing another person here, Musa. Musa, okay. If you can hear me, go ahead and unmute yourself. Let's also hear your contribution from the book.
All right. Good morning, the moderator. Good morning, our host, Mr. Frederick. I hope you can hear me loud and clear.
Yes, we can hear you very loud. Thank you so much. You are welcome.
All right. Thank you for this privilege. Yes, I want to share from the part one, the money blueprint. And I would like to start by describing what a blueprint is. A blueprint is a template of something, or a photocopy, so to say, a guide for what you want to achieve. So that is what they call a blueprint, a template. So it's like a plan that you have drawn for you to achieve something. So when we talk about the money blueprint, we are talking about what is the template of you making money. What are the guiding plans for you making money? And this man, the author, made it clear to us that everything about life is in two sides. And he said the world we live is a world of duality, opposite. You have positive, negative, right, wrong, false, true and all that. So the word is in two sides. He said the same thing as it is in every aspect of life. Money making also has its own law, and the law is divided into two as well, the outer law and the inner law of money. So, and he said, what guide money making in the outer law, which many persons studies in school, those who read business management, business administration, and all that, they study to know business knowledge. They read different books about business and they acquire knowledge in business management, money management, and all that. So all those one has to do with the outer law of money. So the key indices for outer law of money are business knowledge, money management, and investment strategies. Investment strategy is a big course in business management. So it has to do with how do you source for money? What kind of business can you invest in? When should you invest? Which place will you establish your business and all that? So those are strategies that forms the outer law of money. I hope this is understood. Then the inner law has to do with the mind of the business person. And the author started with an analogy of a carpenter. Gave an analogy of a carpenter and his tools. He said a carpenter can have quality materials for his work. He can have quality tools for his work. So, but what makes a good work of a carpenter is the inner person of the carpenter. What makes the work of a carpenter quality is his capacity to deliver quality material, quality product. He may have all the quality material, but if the carpenter if his quality as a carpenter is, how do I put it, is inadequate, certainly his product will be inadequate. If his capacity as a person is incompetent, he will deliver a poor product. So what matter in the work of the carpenter is his make, his quality, his capacity as a person. And that is how money works. So your capacity as a person, your quality as a person, your knowledge about money, your makeup about money making is what will determine how much you can make. So, and that is why the first law or the first principle of wealth is your income can grow only to the extent you do. It means you can only grow your income based on how you grow personally. Your level of growth, your level of capacity will determine the level of money you make. And that is why I like what the moderator said, that it is you. This business opportunity offer you everything that you need to become a multi-millionaire. But the first thing that you should do is who you have to become. Who you become is the fundamental for who you will eventually become, or the kind of money you will eventually make. So it is first of all and first for you to be well equipped. First, you have to become somebody who can make a million, not acquiring a million. That's why lottery winners never stay in that money they have acquired. Lottery winners, they quickly go back to the capacity of money they can make. If a lottery winner win 10 million naira today, give him 6 months, he will go back to his previous level because he will squander the money. He has no capacity to build that type of money. So if you must make money, you must first of all be made. It is who you are that matter most in money making. And that is why who you become is a function of the growth of your inner person. That is where the author of this book came up with 4 quadrants. Your mental capacity, your emotional level, your spiritual level, and your physical level. Who you eventually become in the physical realm is a function of your mental capacity, your emotional capacity, and your spiritual capacity. So, he also gave an analogy of the roots create the fruit. These are the basis for this principle. The root creates the fruit. If you want a good seed, you will certainly need to plant. If you want a good fruit, if you want a good fruit, you will certainly need to plant a good seed. Take for instance, you want to harvest heavy yams, and you go and plant a small seed of yam. You will certainly not have that type of big yam you are looking for. Those farmers that understand the power of the quality of the product, they know the kind of seed they plant. So the kind of seed you plant will determine the fruit that you will harvest in the long run. So this analogy will help us to become somebody important before we can ever earn big money. So this is one thing that I have learned from this book. And the second principle, according to the author in this part, he said, if you want to change the fruit, you will first have to change the root. If you want to change the visible, you must first change the invisible. What does this mean? Whatever you want to become in life is in you to become. So for you to become whatever you want to become, you must first of all check your invisible part. What is the invisible part of you? Your programming. The programming of your mind. What is it like? What is your emotional mind? What is the content of your spiritual life? These are what constitute the programming of your mind. If your programming is wrong, there is nothing good you can do. If your programming is negative, you can never achieve positive things. If your programming is mediocrity, you can never attain success. So you must first of all work on the invisible part of you. You must first of all work on the inside content of you. And it is when the inside of you is well trained, is well groomed, that is when you can now bring out the good fruit. That is when you can now change the fruit. You want to make a million. Everybody will just say, how many of you want to make a million? Want to make a million? You just be saying it. But have you developed yourself on the inside to have that capacity to generate millions? Because millionaires, as we were told by our president, are not those who hold millions or who have millions in their account. It is those who have the capacity to generate millions. He gave an example of Donald Trump in this book. Donald Trump, after he lost everything that he has, he was able to generate money again. He was able to make more billions. This book said Donald Trump is not a millionaire. He didn't have the capacity of a millionaire. His mindset, his programming is a programming of billionaires. Donald Trump is not counting millions. He is counting billions in dollars because his programming is to make billions, not to make only millions. So what is the programming of your mind will determine the kind of fruit that you will eventually produce. So if you want to change the fruit of your life, if you are not comfortable with the kind of life you are living now, if you are not comfortable with your result currently, if you are not comfortable with your standard of living, change certain things about the programming of your mind. Look inward and see what you can do differently that will give you different results. So the result that you will eventually make at the end of the day is a function of the programming of your mind. It is a function of the feelings that you have. It is a function of the activities that you do. So that is why this part gave us another formula, and he said, your thought is equal to your feeling, and your feeling is equal to your action, and your action is equal to your result. So your feeling, your thought multiplied by your feelings multiplied by your actions will all equals to your result. So whatever result you need in life, check your thoughts, check your feelings, and check the actions that you take on a daily basis. Those things will amount to your result. If you are expecting big results in life and you are not ready to work on your thoughts, you are not ready to work on your feelings, you are not ready to work on your actions, you are only daydreaming. You are only just dreaming. You are imagining. You can never achieve that result. So work on the invisible part of you, your feelings, your thoughts, and the actions that you do. All those things will now give you the kind of result that you will have. And I want to say quickly that whatever result you are having today, it is a function of your feelings, it is a function of your current thought or your previous thought, and it is a function of the actions that you are taking. So if you want to change your result in life, if you want to change from the level you are to another level, what you need to do is to work on your thoughts, work on your feelings, and take more actions than ever. Then your result will change. Now, I would like to round up with the analogy of a computer and the printout that the author gave in this part. The analogy of a computer and a printer. He said, in your computer, you may type something, and then from you, after your typing, you send to the printer for printout. These are normal things that all computer operator does. After typesetting, then you send to the printer to have a hard copy of it. He said, if you, after printing, and you begin, you will discover that what you have from your printer is not what you want. You see, the author gave an analogy that erasing everything that you have printed out does not change anything yet. If what you printed out, you carry an eraser and you clean everything, then you go back to your computer system, you send again to the printer will still give you the same thing that you have erased from your hard copy. He said, if you continue to erase, if you like, look for more harder eraser and erase everything, or you even tear the paper at the end of the day, you can never have a change result. Why? Because what needed to be worked on is your typesetting in your computer. Until you change the typesetting of your computer, the printer that you have from the printer will remain the same. So until you change your programming, until you change your setting, the setting of your mind, until you change your feelings and your belief system changes, then that you can now have a different result in life. I want to stop here for others to share. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. God bless you.
Wow, this is massive. This is massive. If you are hearing from somebody that study a book and somebody that read a book, all of them is not the same. This is an example of somebody that did not just read this book but studied it. In fact, I have personally learned so much from you. Thank you so much. In fact, sometimes when you are, even if you are, there is a point you have come across, but when another person is now explaining it, you'll be able to grab it and understand very well. That is why we normally tell people to give your contribution, because you don't know what you say that can change another person elsewhere. Thank you so much. We have learned so much from you. There's no time again, even though I'm not seeing any hand again. Thank you so much. The assignment is for us to go and start reading from that introduction, part one. Then you see it further, because the part one, you can finish up the part one today, so that when we come tomorrow, we can finish up the part one. We'll now move to the next thing there. So thank you so much, everyone. I want to appreciate everybody that have joined this meeting today, especially the people that joined very early. This is a combination of so many teams that I cannot start mentioning their names now. But I'm going to welcome our unstoppable leader in the house, Mr. Frederick. He's the person that gave me the opportunity to moderate this meeting today, and I don't take it for granted. Talking to a lot of people here, some of you are, in fact, cell anchors already in your team, but you are hearing from me today. I sincerely want to appreciate him for giving me the opportunity. So if you know what to do now, can you go to the chat box and start welcoming him? He's one of our monthly millionaires. He is a mentor of the Lion team. He's a mentor to the Eagles team. He's a mentor to the Unbendable team, the Indomitable team, many teams. So can you go to the chat box and start welcoming him? I'm not seeing anybody typing. Is it that we are not listening? Can you go and start typing and welcoming him on the board, so that if he has anything to tell us, he can take over from here? Thank you so much, sir. You are welcome to the house.
All right, thank you very much. My own Amazon queen, you are welcome. Thank you, all of you that are welcoming me. I want to really appreciate you. In fact, I want to also, in a very special way, appreciate my own Amazon, who has done a wonderful production this morning. Really appreciate you, and I say thank you very much for that wonderful production. And you all, I want to really appreciate all of you that are at the sound of my voice, all of you that have joined this meeting today. I really appreciate you for making yourself part of this meeting, and for, more importantly, making yourself part of this learning process. But you are a living testimony today that the meeting was what? Highly educational. And that's why I want to also appreciate in a very special way those of us that have made wonderful contribution. That is awesome. I appreciate each and every one of you. Those of you that made it, starting from Engineer Kule down to Mr. Musa Okai. In fact, that was like a close of the day. That was very exhaustive and very insightful. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that sound contribution. In fact, all of you did very well, and I appreciate that very well. Okay, so guess what? I don't have much to say again. The time is against us, and we have to end now. But I just want to say something. And what is it? To so many, I want to say it specifically to people who are reading this book, but they are not really studying it as if their life depends on it. Don't be like someone who say, "Oh, just woke up. Oh, what we're going to have in the meeting today is the Millionaire Mind." You go, you open one part, you read, you drop it. No, please don't read this book like that. I want you to see this book just the way the author painted it from the beginning. It says that if you are looking for the missing link between your desire and your success, this book provides that gap. So are you wondering why some people are making success in this business, others are not getting it right? Then this book will provide you the blueprint. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want, in fact, just like what I told my self-students yesterday, I said, it is only a madman that is a treasure seeker. A madman, you are a treasure seeker, and they are seeking for treasure, And as you are walking on the path, on your path, you see an inscription. This house contains the roadmap to the treasure you are looking for. And then guess what? You will walk past it. That person should be a madman, I guess. And guess what? We are honorable members of this community, and we want to get to our desired goal. So why would you not take this book and study it as if your life depends on it? Ladies and gentlemen, this will be forming our study series this week. So please, if you have not started reading it, go and pick it. It is going to help you. You will become a very different person, right? Because the author has given us everything. I don't want to start dwelling on that now, because much has been said already and time is against us. But I want to encourage those of us that have not started reading it. In fact, when the anchor asked for people to raise hand, I expected everybody to raise hand because we have talked much about this, but only few people. Why? And that was why the anchor could allow one person to say at the length, because there are not much people contributing. Does it mean that people are not following the mentorship? If you are not studying this book, you are not following the mentorship. Trust me, you are not following the mentorship. And I want you to follow the mentorship strictly, because that is the only way you will become super successful. Okay? Please follow the mentorship so that you can become super successful. Okay? All right. So thank you very much to each and every one of you that joined the meeting. I also appreciate all those joining from my mentors team. You may not, some of you may not know me. Of course, my name is Consultant Frederick, the software engineer by profession and by practice, but more also, a senior consultant of this very organization. This is where I have pitched my tent. And guess what? This is where we are making it happen to the top. I want you to understand something. Some of you are seeing me for the first time. I'm just one of the partners to your team, of course. For those of you that are joining from my mentors team, Mr. Isunti Anthony, I'm one of his mentees as well. Okay, and also some of you are also joining from Genevieve's team. Of course, she's my partner in the business as well. So you are welcome. I'm so happy to have each and every one of us under one roof today. And your cell anchors are unavoidably absent for today. So we thank God for today, and we're going to keep on appreciating him. So you are welcome once again. I'm going to hand over to my moderator, who has done wonderfully well this morning. I appreciate her for that, to close the meeting. So my Amazon, if you are there, can close the meeting, and then I'm going to share our slogan so that we can end. Thank you very much. Thank you all for being active, for participating. It shows that you are part of the game, you are part of what we are doing. And I also want you to be part of the inner game. That is what the book is giving us. Thank you very much. Thank you. God bless you and have a productive day ahead of you. Over to you, my Amazon. I believe you are still in the house.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your wonderful advice. We have decided and we have made the decision that all of us is going to start reading the book from today. Thank you so much. Do we have a Muslim in the house? If you're a Muslim here, you want to lead us in the closing prayer, can I see your hand up?
Hello, good morning, my MM mentor. Good morning, my fellow champion in the house. Good morning, my co-host. Can you hear me, ma?
Yes, very clear, very clear. You are welcome.
Okay. So, I really appreciate you for giving me this privilege to end the prayer with a Muslim, and I really appreciate you for that. So, without wasting much time, A'udhu Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahmanir Rahim Malik Yawmiddin Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in Ihdina siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim ghairil maghdubi alaihim waladdallin. Amen. In the name of God Almighty, the gracious, the most merciful. I thank God Almighty for making it possible for all of us to gather here once again, as each and every one of us have gathered here. And I pray that as each and every one of us are leaving this meeting, may we all go and dominate. May we all go and become productive, so that at the end, each and every one of us will be celebrated. So in the God's name, thank you for to pray. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for that wonderful prayer. Thank you so much. Amen to your prayer. So this is our slogan. So I'm going to take the lead and we'll be unmuting everyone. So anything that you are seeing on the screen, just read it out. This is our slogan. Anything you see on the screen, you read it out. So if you are not joining cell meetings, you are your own enemy in this business. Leaders, who are we? We
are lion-hearted in network marketing,
God on our side,
and with
we are
God on our side, we are indomitable.
Go and dominate and become a lion in the field. Become a champion.
Yes, go and dominate. With God on our side, we are unstoppable.